GosuDark is known for his all-in play. He's very good PvT. He has very good all-ins, PvP as well. But I don't think PvC is his best match. He qualified for the Russian Cyber Games in the wild card, though, so he's a good player. So
that was great background information. Thank you.
Yeah. So did Bakuryu in the Europe qualifier. So they are both pretty solid players.
So this is an interesting matchup. We did try to ask for balanced, interesting, anticipated new matchups. This is one of them. For anybody who kind of complains about the matchups we're able to organize, it's extremely difficult getting two players together to play a TQ prize matchup. We're still
almost.
sort of like building our network.
And it's different. Some guys have a very good matchup. They don't play the three matchups at the same level. So
good point.
It's not the same to put GosuDark to play versus a Terran than to play versus a Zerg. So even, I don't know, Casper. I know Casper is very good TVP, but I don't think he has the same level of TVC. So it depends. And it also
Good
depends
point.
on the player. There are some players where I don't know if it happened to you, but some styles of games they throw at you are very difficult to deal with. So I don't know. Maybe they are good players, but they don't know how to play versus your particular style.
All right, so I'm going to let Pato, who was just speaking, and Yusuck cast this game. Floor is yours, gentlemen.
So yeah, here we see an unusual opening, since Protoss won't fast expand and open one gate. This is a very old school build order. Maybe, yeah, 2-gate build order. So I feel like I'm in the year 2001. While Bakuryu, yeah, we travel in time. Well, Bakuryu is just full expand, pretty standard. So this is why what I mean when I say unusual build orders. It's going to Bakuryu know how to handle a build order all as this, because if you don't, you can maybe lose badly. And I know GosuDark is a specialist in pulling real unusual build orders.
I enjoy seeing builds like this. Sometimes you'll actually see Bisu with a 2-gate opening, or he may go like a 1-gate expand, something like that. And typically, if he scouts his Zerg opponent kind of early, he does a lot of damage.
Yes, also, Bonnie tends to do 2-gate because he has an insane sealed micro. But I don't know. I'm not used to seeing this style of play, so it's interesting, of course, to see how he deals with it.
A lot of zealots, a couple of probes coming up as well. Bakuryu still is on his second hatch. Still is not finished yet. This is really, really bad for him. When you don't have enough production facilities to actually stave off this zealot rush early on, I mean, you're in trouble, man. That hatch still has a little while to go.
He's in close position, so GosuDark can have a better effective rush here.
Yeah, so I mean that's two things going against our Orange Zerg player today, and I mean he has to drop a sunken as soon as this hatchery finishes if he wants to hold this off, and I think he knows that. He's got a drone coming down.
Yeah, but this timing is pretty hard to stop because he had probes. It's all macro reliant. So here we go.
This is bad. GosuDark with a really good wall right there. Orange Zerg is actually picking off a couple of these probes as it goes along, but boy, he's down to 4 lanes, 3 lanes against 4 zealots. Oh.
A lot of zealots alive.
I don't see him holding this off.
I think he lost too many Zerlings.
I think this is it.
Yep.
I think it's GG.
I think it's over. GG.
That's it. That's your GG. So GosuDark goes up 1-0 here in about 5 minutes. Fighting Spirit.
Is there anything that Back could have done differently to prevent losing in less than 5 minutes?
His second
Well-
hatchery cannot be that late versus a 2-gate.
Yeah.
I mean,
But he didn't know he was going to rush because he scouted late, so he canceled the hatch on the nearby expansion and throw it on his natural.
well,
On his natural.
originally he had sent his drone to take the 3 o'clock position.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I should have paid a little bit more attention, but he
No,
either
he canceled
canceled
it.
that or just
Yeah.
he canceled it. See, that right there was game. As soon as he canceled that hatchery, it was game over.
Yeah.
Just not enough direction
He's-
from Zerg.
Yeah, it was a scouting error. He assumed he would play standard and he didn't know GosuDark is all about aggressive below. So that's it. Also, Sterling's Celos has to strike 3 times at Sterling to die. So with the proof, you only need, it's like your Celos have +1 attack. They only hit them twice. So it's pretty.
We've made that
So
second game.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have to.
Okay,
you're
good
good.
feedback.
Yeah, no, you're giving good feedback. We're just keep this rolling for the people.
I know they're both S rank. I don't imagine there's
Yeah.
a huge difference in their MMR.
No, I don't think so. Bakuryu is really good. He beat a lot of good players around Europe. So, and GosuDark qualified in the BSL group stage. So he's very good. He has very good results. But if you know him and you know he plays aggressive, you have some sort of advantage because if you defend properly, maybe you can win. But if you don't know him at all, he has very good timing pushes. So
Good point.
I don't know if Bakuryu was aware of GosuDark playstyle, but
Right.
he's very original or aggressive. I don't know how.
Probably
you wanna
not.
call it.
I mean, at those positions, to make his third hatchery so late.
You need to scout versus GosuDark. So I would recommend the 9th drone to go search as well, and to build this to use your safest build order, because he can transition between fast expansions and really all in-ish build orders.
Let's see if he learned his lesson.
Let's see.
Yeah. Now on this map, I see a lot of Protoss players actually making a 1-gate expand, starting off with a gateway, put a little pressure on, and then drop it into a forge expand. That way, your tech's up a little bit faster. You're able to put a little bit of pressure on the Zerg player. Zerg is anticipating this again by dropping the fast pull for his expand.
Well, Protoss haven't put a Nexus yet. So
He's queued up a few probes here though, so it looks like he may just go for the forge expand instead. Now, typically with this build order, I have people ask me sometimes, they'll be like, "Why don't they drop the Nexus first, then the forge, then the cannon?"
no, they die.
When you drop your forge first, and then you drop your Nexus, you're ready to make your cannon immediately. But if you actually Nexus first and then forge, your timing is a little bit slower to get that cannon up, and this pull will actually get his Zerglings to your base if he scouted you before your cannon pops. See right here, he's saving up his money. He's going to drop a. He's probably going to drop a. Oh, looks like he's going to drop a cannon first. Okay.
Yeah, he did overpull, so it's wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way you can do a first Nexus first is if you scout the Zerg doing 12 hatch. If not,
Right.
you always have to do Forge. Well, you can do Gateway as well first,
But you
if you're
can
doing
do
the Forge
Forge.
Reloader,
Right. You can do Forge, Nexus, then Cannon.
you can, but you have to scout the pull timing.
Right.
If not,
Right.
you're
He
you're
did. He did
gambling.
early on, and he could have actually pulled it off, I think. But
Those these are timings that a Protoss user knows, but this kind of details makes you a really good player or not, to know when you can throw one fin or another, and if you will be safe or not. You have to keep your pro alive to know to have the more information that you can get.
he's
So
doing a very
here,
good job of keeping this probe alive. We can see a fast layer here.
yeah, that's
With
very good. He has to keep
yeah,
watching to not get a Hydra busted, because Sir can also cancel this layer and go and Hydralisk them. So he has to be very cautious about that.
right. It's a pretty standard build for the most part from both of our players today.
Yeah, yeah, I think GosuDark is playing more like a book. He's pumping silos.
So, are you familiar with GosuDark's style of play?
Yeah, of course,
I
he's
mean,
very well known in Latin America.
right, most people here will actually just jump into a Stargate, especially since this Overlord's still alive, and that's what he does. But sometimes, if you don't have that Overlord in that Protoss base, they'll jump straight to Citadel, drop 2 or 3 more gateways, and try to get those fast legs going to break your Zerg opponent early. Force a lot more sunkens, uh, a lot more
Yeah,
lanes,
but it all
especially if you want to
depends.
build
There are
early.
players. There are players that are very good with mutas, and it's kind of risky. You have to time your push very well. I don't know. It depends who you're playing. We have Babo is a very good player who uses Microx's muta really good. So
Right,
usually when you play Babo, you know that he's gonna pump mutas in one stage of the game.
right. But
So
if you don't have that scout in your base, usually your Zerg player just makes uh, 2 Scourge early on, and doesn't actually go for the mutas. See, he's not taking the second gas yet, so you could pretty much assume that he's not going to be making mutalisks.
yeah, it depends on the style of the search. It's really a lottery that some searches pump macro with Hydra and Ling, and some searches really do mutas. So you cannot gamble. You always have to scout. But I'm not that familiar with that with all Protoss timing pushes, so I don't know if it actually works or not. I find it too all in, because it's like rolling a dice. If he decided not to go certain build order, you win, and if he decided to go another tree of build order, you lose. So I don't find that like strategy. I think you have to play safe and to know what all the possibilities are.
See, now this is something I find interesting. 90 to 95% of the time, your Protoss is going to get that early +1, but he's not even going for it yet.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why he haven't
His
gotten
speed
that
is
plus
almost
one.
done. Speed's at 98% right now. So you'll see it pop as he's out on the map. You'll see it upgrade. And these Scourge are following
Yeah,
these zealots, and he sees it now too.
he
So
has
it's
7 slots, and Zerg doesn't have any units yet.
this
So
base is in a little bit
again,
of trouble here.
a very well timed push by GosuDark. So Bakuryu stayed a little bit greedy and didn't pump any units.
You got to
or
have
something.
some Zerglings buffing for your Hydralisks. Otherwise, this is going to happen every time. And he can just streamline Zealots in now. Look at this. Look at this rally just going straight to Zerg. This third base is in a
Well,
lot of trouble.
unfortunately, this is playing assuming that the other player will do a certain build order, and when he doesn't, you die. That's why GosuDark has pretty much success in ladder and in uh, and in a lot of leagues, because he has very strong timing pushes that surprises a lot of good players. So they turn up losing because he hits like in so strange timings that the other player is not always prepared.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he needed maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to get some units out to defend, and that was a
Yeah,
great
but
time for Dark to push out.
yep.
I feel like maybe, and he probably knows this, he probably made a little bit too many drones. Whenever he saw those Zealots come out kill his Zerglings, he should have
Right.
immediately made a few Zerglings himself to replenish that supply, and then maybe drop a Sunken at each base.
Did he scout enough to sort of like assess how many zealots Protoss had?
Well, he had his lings out in front of his base, so whenever he came out, he lost those Zerglings. So he knew, he should have known. And he had Scourge following his Zealot train too. So
Back survived for 3.5 more minutes. Round 2. Let's see if he could come back in round 3 on Eclipse.
It depends if he can adapt. Again, it's very very difficult to play against GosuDark. You have to really you need to really adapt, because he doesn't play standard. So
Good
again,
point.
if you don't know him and you go your same timings that you go on ladder, you will lose, because he has very good timing pushes. So the last game was a proof of that. The third player, I know he did the same build order he does in ladder, and he stops a lot of good Protoss normal attacks. But GosuDark, I don't know if he cut groups. We saw that he didn't did +1, so maybe he cuts some edges, and whenever you don't expect it, he comes with a lot of units, and it's game over because you are not able to stop it.
Back is at 2 games to feel out his opponent. Let's see if he's able to adapt. Round 3.
Well, it's different to play ladder, for example, where you don't know who you are up against, and playing against someone in a tournament. When you play, I don't know, for example, GosuDark in a tournament, you know his play style, so you have an advantage because you can prepare your mindset to playing versus a guy like
Right.
this. When you play ladder, for example, you don't know. Some people do plays really greedy, and maybe next game you get an all-in. So it's really hard to play against unknown player. So I'm guessing if Bakuryu know a little bit about GosuDark, I think he could prepare in some other way and a little bit better.
Seems like in each game so far, he's adapted a little more, but not enough
Yeah.
to pose a threat to his opponent.
So GosuDark was he played in the team EF at Eternal Friends, which is a Peruvian team. And not long ago, I think less than a month, he joined Soul Clan for the Russian Cyber Games.
Oh, that's
Eternal
cool.
Friends, yeah, Eternal Friends is a very good team. I know Terror is in there. also the Max, I believe, and another Peruvian powerhouses. So I don't know. Soul Team is also if top 2 in the world and in the foreign scene. So
Well, Back got his expansion up at his natural. I think it was delayed slightly because of the Pro Press.
yeah, but he isn't rushing with Salad, so he's okay. Maybe this time he has to scout with his Overlord if he sees some kind of timing attack. I'm not their user, so I don't know how you can modify your build in order to stop this. Maybe delay your lair, I don't know. Or maybe put Sunken.
Are you talking about that first little zealot block they throw at you, or what?
No, I'm talking about if he's going to do the same build order, because GosuDark isn't getting like +1 right away, so I don't.
Bakuryu didn't really do anything wrong last game. He just, the thing about holding off that first zealot pressure is how you position your hatcheries at your second expansion, your natural, and your third base, and then maybe putting like you saw he had an Evo chamber with a hatchery and he created like a wall. Usually a sunken behind that with some Hydra support to add to some extra tax on the Protoss zealots. They'll usually run them off. They usually just won't fight that because it's not cost efficient for Protoss at that point.
GosuDark isn't going +1. He's not going +1 either this game, so he's doing speed salads the fastest he can. So I'm back to you. I think it seems that he's doing almost the same build order. Let's see if he can SimCity better in this map.
Yeah, and it's a little bit further of a trek for those zealots too, so I think that'll put him in a little bit better position as well. See, typically that second hatchery at his third base would be down just a little bit, and you'd maybe throw a Evo chamber, a den on one side with a sunken on the other to kind of stave off any attacks.
We saw a wall in the Quark and versus Babo game where Quark couldn't pass because of the SimCity that Babo built. So it is interesting. Also, Quark maybe said that he never saw that SimCity. So I think that those are details that really uh, that really shows how good a player is, right? To know all that tricks and building placement and
Right, and for
some
all these
details
different
about the game.
maps too,
Yeah.
Like this egg you see at the Zerg's base up here on the outside. If you kill that egg, Hydras can stream and Zealots can stream through that little gap. So if you made a complete wall here in the front, kill off that egg, you can actually streamline your units out of that. Even Lurkers, I believe, can fit through that. I know a Dragoon can fit through it. So I'd assume a Lurker is the same
It
unit
seems
size.
he's doing the same push again.
Yeah, and I really feel like Bakuryu needs some link support when he does this. So he saves these Zerglings at least, especially since there's no +1 coming from our Protoss this game. Again, See, these Lings will block the ramp while the Hydras pound away at them. So
maybe he didn't put any sunkens. Maybe the ramp.
you could make a sunken there, but he doesn't really need one at this point.
Well, he's supply blocked right now, so his Overwatch just came out. So he would have been in trouble if GosuDark hit his natural expansion.
Bakuryu is going for the +1 on his Hydras again, like he did last game. So he seems like
So,
the Hydra play type to me.
yeah,
He
I don't
loves
think we're going to see any Muta. So GosuDark is putting more cannons because he's expecting either a pressure while he's researching Storm.
Yep,
That
and
it's
he predicted right.
halfway.
Look at this.
Yep. Although he has 6 Corsairs in the map scouting, but there are too many hatcheries, too
I
many
still think
Hydras
he's going to
too.
get a few of these Overlords, though.
Those Corsairs will be annoying.
He's
And
not.
those salads are. Yeah, sorry.
So no, I'm sorry. He's not stacking his Corsair, which is very interesting to me, especially if you've got 6.
Yeah, I don't think he's migrating them. He should like trap a pro, sorry, and but I think he's using them more to scout and to see and to be annoying, just to keep the Zerg in his base. But at this point, he has already 4 High Templars. He has like 6 gates, and he's building his upgrades right now. So maybe he's in the stage where he's going to change to full Dragoon and try to push out and throw his third.
So 6 gateways from our Protoss player. Zerg is actually getting Lurker Tech. About halfway done, just about. Okay, good. He is taking this third gas over here. You really need, if you're going to do any kind of Lurker Tech on this many hatcheries, you have to have your third gas.
Well, Bakuryu is doing like a textbook macro game, and they're both playing really safe. Maybe when you always have to have your robotics like anytime 9:30, so robo timing is good for GosuDark. He's added 2 more gates, so maybe we'll see a more aggressive push from him right now.
And the vision for Zerg is excellent right now. Lings spread out all over the map. Protoss is actually, he kept these zealots alive. See up here at the top left. This is kind of going back to what I think it was Hung Tran was saying to you that one day. May have been someone else. I can't remember Ox, but notice that Protoss isn't really making any more zealots at this point. He's just going straight dragoons because he's still got this zealot group up at the top left. Ooh, look at that. He sneaks him on in right as the Zerg base finishes, and he's going to get this hatchery.
He has also 4 fully charged High Templars, so that will be really hard on the Zerg. Unless he can combine with lurkers and really out macro the Protoss. The Protoss have a really nice army.
Hive Tech almost finishing up here for our Zerg. Nice little surround on these zealots. He's trying to pick a few of these off. So he knows they're going to cause problems later. Really
Well, they're
trying to
buying a lot of time.
Yep.
Here
All
comes
right.
the first attack.
This is definitely benefiting Zerg right now with this
Yeah,
high ramp.
he couldn't play
Oh,
on the
the
hand drop.
surround and the storm. Oh man, look at this. Great storms by GosuDark. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Look at these storms. Just,
but
I mean, I think anything would have melted in front of those storms. 11
I don't.
kills, 3 kills,
I
5 kills, 10 kills on these High Templar. Those High Templar combined for nearly, or no more than 30 kills.
Yeah. Bakuryu didn't micro his Cider. He didn't pull them away. So I
29.
think GosuDark is ready to pull his third Nexus, and we'll see how he touch up. He's doing the filers. He's doing Adrenas, and he keeps on upgrading Sterling. +1 melee and Carapace.
See, before
So
Protoss starts getting too many Archons or anything, he's not made any just yet. You really want to start massing him. Not just Hydras, but get you some Zerglings in there as well. He's got crack tech now. He's got 1-1 on everything, it looks like. Yep.
just now, Protoss without macro Zerg. He lost too many units. He traded really bad on that fight. He was smart by fighting on the cliff on the upper side, but he didn't move his Hydras at all from the storms. So now the Protoss will just out macro the Zerg unless he can hold him with lurkers until the fillers are ready. He won't be able to win the battle.
So he's setting up camp up here at his fourth base. Getting some more lurker tech coming up.
But he
I
has
mean,
a lot
honestly,
of
Protoss
storms.
goes. I think he can. Well, he's got this right side force to deal with too. Might be a bad position for Zerg here.
I
He
think,
has
yeah.
plenty of storms though. Man, look at all these storms he has. Look at that ramp storm.
Whoa.
Oh
Whoa.
my gosh.
I don't know if there is lag or something, but Bakuryu never moved his Hydra, so that's pretty bad for him. He lost too much. Yeah,
Storm is so good, man. 20 kills, 14 kills, and 16 kills on those
this
high
game
Templar.
is over.
These guys have 3 high Templar combined for 50 kills.
Uh, I think he didn't move his unit. I don't know if the game was laggy. I know Latin America and Peru and Europe tend to lag sometimes, so I don't know if they have lag issues. But sadly, he lost too many units to storms, and I didn't see like a glance of movement between units. They
The
just
streamline of
stood
units from
there and died.
Protoss. This is
Protoss can just a move and win. There's
bit of a
nothing Sir can
massacre
do
here
right
at this
now.
point. If you start losing these hatcheries, there's nothing really that's going to bring you back into the game. Ah, Zealot's coming in from the back.
No, just now it's almost impossible to keep up with the Protoss production. The only thing that is not that good is his upgrades. He's almost 60 minutes and he's only +1. That's not a good thing, but on the rest, I think Sir lost the game in his first clash against the Protoss army.
Right, but man, his macro is out of this world right now. Look at this. Streamlining
Like
Zealots in.
8
Rallying
gateways.
them straight to his force. Took out a base.
Bakuryu throw some extra hatcheries just to keep up, but I think it's too late. The train has
Oh
already
yeah,
gone.
he's in his main base. There's nothing really coming back from.
Do you think
Zealot.
Zerg needs some more APM to play this race more effectively, ZVP?
Well, Zerg needs
Well,
to
I
have
mean,
APM.
At least 300?
250, of course, it would be
Oh.
good. I knew very good serve players that have low APM. I don't think the APN are mandatory, but
Right.
but uh, but it's always good to be able to multicast. To
Oh,
multitask, sorry.
look at this. 4 more Archons coming in.
But again, this is more about the decision, micro and decision making that about his multitask, because he didn't lose because he was harassed in 3 places at a time, and he wasn't watching. He lost because he made poor decisions and he didn't control his army properly.
That first
So
major engagement, he
well,
lost many units.
he didn't move his Hydrosman. So if you don't move your Hydra from the storm, uh, it's pretty much over. If he dodge a couple of storms, the outcome of the game will be a lot of way different, because he will be more calm to macro and he will crush the product. So GG for
There's back,
Bakuryu.
tapping out. Lost 3 games in a row. Second game
GosuDark.
lasted a little longer than the first, and the third game lasted, I don't know, maybe twice as long as the second game. But
About 17 and a half, 18 minutes. So